construction of roads in Bugisu sub-region.
Mbale, Namagumba, ensonga ezimu zirwawo kubanga omuntu gw'omwasindika ewange tatuukayo mulabye wano. Naye ekirungi ku luno mwansindikira muwala wange Nambozo.
He said that government is now emphasizing production ahead of consumption. Earlier, Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa thanked Uganda for the friendship and consolidating brotherhood.
I'm happy to be here to learn, consolidate, and deepen our relations between the Republic of Uganda and the Republic of Zimbabwe. Your independence inspired us in Southern Africa. We were inspired that it was possible to remove colonial power from our countries when you became independent.
Mnangagwa received the Pearl of Africa Medal for his contribution to Africa's liberation struggle. About 87 Ugandans were recipients of different medals for their contribution to Uganda's independence. Leaders from Bugisu applauded government for the achievements in the region.
When we were getting our independence, the whites asked what we would use for sustainability as Ugandans, and our coffee was staked, and it is Arabic coffee that comes from Bugisu. We are the producers of Arabic coffee, the best coffee.
Mwanyala nabi, mwanyala kwaganira bajeni, mwanyala kweya hango, mwanyala kwitegeka. I want us to remain united. I want us to love one another. I want us to be hardworking so that we can improve our conditions of living.
What I want to encourage Ugandans is to use the peace that we have, the freedom to unite and further develop our country.
So the stability in Sironko district and in this region is a reflection of what has been happening in Uganda, and it's good that we are here to consolidate the security we have attained in Uganda as part of the theme of today.
Consolidation of national unity, security, prosperity and freedom is the theme as Uganda celebrates 50 years of independence. Proud of the successes registered, notwithstanding the challenges. Bernard Higa, UBC TV, here in Sironko district, Bugisu sub-region.
We'll be back from Sironko, Bernard Higa. The mayor of Machindye, Ali Mulyenyama, congratulated government upon marking 57 years of independence. However, he noted that Independence Day celebrations should be all-inclusive since it's for all citizens of Uganda.
Away from Sironko district, where the 57th Independence Day celebrations have been commemorated, Muyenga community has chosen to celebrate the day at their village. While speaking to residents of Muyenga, the mayor Makinde division, Ali Mulyenyama, appreciated government for the developmental projects it has achieved in the 35 years of its rule.
I just try to be an example that people in the people on the ground can understand that independence is such and such. The problem is the implementation of the independence issues about what I have told you.
The independence of this country as having a reliable transport network that guarantees safe and reliable delivery of supplies from overseas.
Recently, President Yoweri Museveni passed a directive to release all those who were arrested because of being idle and disorderly, though this is yet to be realized. It is against this background that the LOC2 chairman, Muyenga Yasin Omar, says the Uganda Prison Service should fulfill the directive.
It's unfortunate that the spokesperson of prison, Bainde, he tried to overlook the president by saying they don't have any such person in NewsLEERO. Those who are there were charged of rogue and vagabond. Yet it's the same meaning. He's just playing with English words. Rogue and idol is the same. They should have released these people and celebrate with us. City Council also, we are blaming them. They also refuse to release the people whom the president directed should be out.
The woman councillor of Muyenga, Mahoro Dinavensi, commended government for its affirmative action as regards to gender equality.
I believe that every leader, when it comes to power, he has a role to play. And we believe that the current president, His Excellency the President of Uganda, is doing his part to see that he brings development in Uganda. However, it's not a one-man's responsibility.
As part of their independence celebrations, the Muyenga community has organized a Boda Boda football match to unite the residents with the Boda Boda riders.
And also for a long time, the border people have been left outside. We want to bring them together. We want to work with them because they are a part of our society. And we are going also to benefit within the community policing approach because many borders operators have been involved in crime.
Dorcas Kimono and Nelson Akatuhurira, UBC TV News.
State Minister for Energy and Mineral Development Simon Dujang has called on the youth to embrace government's wealth creation programs through engagement in economic productive sectors. Dujang made the remarks during the pass-out of youth cadres in Zombo district at Paida Teachers College playgrounds.
More than 300 youth cadres in Zombo district are the latest bunch of patriots to be passed out. The training was organized by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance together with the Ministry for Northern Uganda at Paida Teachers College. While presiding over the pass-out exercise, State Minister for Energy and Mineral Development Simon Dujang cautioned the youth against irresponsible living in order for them to play a pivotal role in national development.
But you have the freedom. Those of us who live in the other regimes, those days you couldn't dare make a cartoon of the president, but these days they can draw His Excellency Museveni in any way and nothing happens to them. So this is what NRM, and that's what we are celebrating, and then prosperity.
The State Minister for Northern Uganda, Grace Kuchin, says the youth have gone through ideologies that will empower them to be catalysts for national development.
It has been very useful. They confess that they have been lacking information. And I want to say that it is true that we also say that the youth lack information. But it is us, it is our responsibility to nurture them.
Kuchin say the spirit of voluntarism was dying out in Uganda, hence the need for patriotism training.
Something now they can pass over to the other people. They have something they can use as skills to mobilize other people. They have information they can use to ask questions and also to educate other people. And it will be a different society. I believe that Zombo will be different with these 300 youth trained.
Also present at this function was the NRM Deputy Treasurer, Kenneth Omona, who urged the youth in Zombo district to engage in productive politics.
Go to school and to sleep in peace is what Uganda needs now. Reject those who come here with the red top and yet they are not soldiers, they are not people in costume. Don't allow them in Zombo here.
The patriots were awarded with certificates. Mutesa Sira Haruna reporting for UBC News.
All students of Namagabi Secondary School in Kayunga District under the umbrella organization We Are the Youth have expressed concern for good health if they are to achieve meaningful independence in future. This was said during a cleaning exercise in Kayunga town as a symbol of their efforts towards development.
Students of Namagabi SS in Kayunga district yesterday stormed Kayunga town for a community cleaning exercise as their contribution towards the 57th independence anniversary. The students, together with OBs and OGs under the umbrella organization We Are the Youth, cleaned Kayunga town, counseled fellow students, gave out sugar to patients in Kayunga hospital.
Through that, we believe that We is able to uplift the youth of Namagabi SS and Kayunga at large to the next level, so we can see more independent youths in this country.
They say they are spreading the gospel of no sexual harassment as one way of achieving total independence.
We mentor youths in sexual education. For the last 1 year, we have been running a campaign that is called Zero to Sexual Harassment. Toka Basanya. We believe that teachers, students, and a number of people in the community experience sexual harassment, mostly the youths. We believe that through our youth organization, we can bring an end to sexual harassment.
Also present at this function was the chairperson of the Parliamentary Budget Committee and Intended North MP, Amos Lugolobi, who urged youth to be visionary and focus on productive activities that will ensure their total independence in the future.
Abaana balime kutaayaaya wabula ebyokola weebiri era mbakubiriza nti baddembe nnyo okukola association ne batuyita ne twogera gye bali ne tubagayidinga nga ffe abayisa ebintu bino ne tubaleetera n'abantu abalala ne boogerako gye bali ne babalaga ekkubo eddungi mwe bajja okutambulira.
And here we come with a very short break. On return, we have more that you do not want to miss.
Reward check target. Dial star 1625. Get 100% on data and bonus. Win instantly with Mega Masape. Just recharge and hit your target. Katiricha wati.
Mega Masape from AIRTEL is back. And everyone, we mean everyone, gets some bonus. All you have to do, check your target, recharge, get 100% bonus on data and minutes. Dial star 162 hash today to know your target.
AIRTEL, the smartphone network. Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
My first 4G smartphone from AIRTEL is back. It's bigger, better, and comes with 5 GB free data per month for 3 months. At only 200,000 Uganda shillings, enjoy fantastic features on the phone like the face unlock feature, long battery life. Volume keko. Live your life in 4G with my first 4G smartphone at only 200,000 Uganda shillings and get free 5 GB data every month for 3 months. Visit the nearest AIRTEL shop, dial star 175 star 9 hash to enjoy free data. AIRTEL, the smartphone network.
Inspirational moment with Pastor Jackson Senyonga of Christian Life Church, Kampala.
The thoughts you have had until today has brought you to a position where you are now. If you want to change your situation, you gotta go back to what bound your mind.
held you captive, crumbled your thinking, and made you think that everything that you are has already happened. No way. More is possible. Tomorrow is going to be better. You haven't even reached 20% of your capacity. No way. There is 80% that you haven't seen in your life and your church and your ministry and your business, in Jesus' name.
We're coming to you live from Butekanga in Kamuli district.
In the sub-county where I come from, where my leadership is being practiced, yeah, money is really a big problem that is hindering women to join leadership.
And in case you didn't know, Fasi Fasi is a show intended to make way for women in the leadership sphere. How can we create a space where someone who does not have 20 million shillings but has the ideas can become a leader in our community?
Did you know that the journey to becoming a politician is very costly, especially for women in rural areas like Kamuli, where the main source of income is subsistence farming? Going by numbers, money seems to be a critical factor in joining the political race.
And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's make way and make some noise.
It's now business news. Thank you so much for watching. Uganda's economy has been resilient since independence and continues to register impressive growth. Emerging as a poor agrarian economy dominated by agriculture after gaining independence from the British in 1962, the country has diversified its economy, becoming one of the fastest growing economies in the sub-Saharan Africa. How and the determinants in all in this report.
Although the country is still dependent on agriculture 57 years after independence, other sectors such as tourism, mining and manufacturing have steadily grown to compete favorably with the agricultural sector. Peace and stability, especially in the last 3 decades, have played a critical role in the country's socio-economic growth.
So those three, peace, freedom, and being near the market, have been the main reason why the economy has been growing, in spite of the bottlenecks still being not resolved. But now we are willing to resolve the big cost pushers.
With the GDP growth averaging 6.5% per annum in the 1990s and 2000s, Uganda is ranked among the fastest growing economies globally. Uganda's economic resilience was evident as it managed to weather the global financial crisis in the late 2007 and 2008. From a peasant economy, the country is making steady strides towards industrialization. Uganda's Vision 2040 provides development paths and strategies geared at addressing bottlenecks that have constrained development since independence. This includes electricity supply, competent human resource, inadequate infrastructure, lack of industrialization, weak private sector, among others.
Both the total vision 2040, development plan number 1 and 2, and now I think number 3 is also the coming, emphasizes industrialization as a key focus area for steering transformation of this economy. Industrialization, adding value to what Uganda is mostly endowed with, agriculture, and where the majority of our population are engaged on a daily basis. But more so, employment.
In the recent years, the country has invested significant resources in the road, mineral and energy sectors. Although government believes these sectors are fundamental in the country's long-term socio-economic growth aspirations, opinion leaders have varying views. As government injects massive resources in the infrastructure and mineral sectors, there is a growing concern about increasing foreign debt burden.
Domestic borrowing is not an answer because it creates what we call a debt to asset mismatch. The bulk of domestic lending is 3 years and road projects need 20 to 30 to 40 years to recover the money. PPPs give us a great potential, but they have a problem. They have a problem. As I've said, toll roads, user charges are already too little to recover the cost. So you can only use them for maintenance, meaning the loan must have come from elsewhere and must be paid for from elsewhere.
Uganda recorded a government debt equivalent of 38.60% of the country's gross domestic product GDP in 2017. Government debt to GDP in Uganda averaged at 43.04% from 1997 until 2017. Dennis Igor for UBC News in Kampala.
Thank you so much, Dennis Igor, and we'll now go straight still in business. AIRTEL Uganda has come out to apologize for the network downtime that occurred yesterday on Independence Day. Data, calls and mobile money operations were all halted and affected by the business community who could not, it all affected the business community who could not carry on any transactions.
Nakizudde sawa zabadde sawa nga 2 awo ate nga bakasitoma bajja nga mbagamba teri netiwaaka nemba nga nsubiddwa bajjayo ssente nemba nga bizinesi yange nga tenkolera.
Babadde kuno ogenda ku mobile money okuggyako ssente ne baga nti netiwaaka tekuli. Airtime njagala okussa kunkubire omwana andeetere ssente ankolera airtime esimu nga teziyitamu. We
witnessed an outage, a network outage on our service. It happened at about 3:30. Yeah, and it was due to a network it was due to a technical disruption, but fortunately it has all been restored, and I can confidently say by about 7 o'clock it was back to normal. It had been restored, and I can confidently say that our services are right now running smoothly. Both voice and data is running smoothly, and I would encourage any customer who is still experiencing any problems with our network to please come out and through our formal services, through our formal complaint channels, and they raise it to us. It could be another issue, but the outage has been clear, and all and everyone across the country has been restored to normal service.
The Chief Executive Officer of the China's Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, Carrie Lam, said that the violent acts these days have sent Hong Kong into a very dangerous situation, vowing to stop violence with utmost determination and resolution. Before presiding over a regular Executive Council meeting, Lam told the press that such violent acts were lawless and bottomless and completely disregarded law and order.
Chief Executive of China's Hong Kong Special Administrative Region Carrie Lam said Tuesday that the violent acts these days have plunged Hong Kong into a very dangerous situation and vowed to stop violence with the utmost determination and resolution. Lam told the press that such violent acts were lawless and bottomless and completely in disregard of law and order.
No residents in Hong Kong are allowed to practice lynching. However, we still saw radical protesters violently beating some residents. No matter what kind of conflicts and disputes may occur, nobody should practice lynching to attack others.
After the Hong Kong SAR government enacted an anti-mask law on Friday last week, masked rioters carried out severe sabotage acts across various districts in Hong Kong, paralyzing the entire mass transit railway system that carry 5 million passengers on an average day. Rioters wrecked and looted selective stores that have links with the inland.
Recently on the internet, we have also seen some news about the rioters putting illegal barricades on roads and intercepting vehicles to check the identity cards of the drivers and people on board. All these are extremely illegal actions that has pushed Hong Kong into a very dangerous situation.
The almost 4 months of violence have heavily impacted retail, catering and tourism industries that employ about 600,000 people. Data from the Hong Kong SAR government showed the number of tourists dived 30 to 40% in September from the same period last year, while the number of visitors plunged more than half year-on-year during the first 6 days of October, previously known as the Golden Week for businesses. As violence and rioting escalated, many shopping malls and stores in Hong Kong were forced to close early in the past 4 months, with the occupancy rate of hotels falling by 28% year-on-year in August. Lam said the Hong Kong SAR government will provide cuts in taxes and rents and offer unemployment allowance to those affected industries and residents. She also called on the business communities, property developers and the society as a whole to do their part to help those affected to tide over the tough times.
There are lots of sports achievements that can be registered and looked at in the 57 years of Uganda's independence. Medals have been won, qualification to compete at world level has been achieved, and many sports disciplines have professionalized. However, greed and corruption in sports have perhaps hindered its development in Uganda compared to other nations. Gabo Emon, our sports reporter, has an overview about sports in the 57 years of independence.
Sports in Uganda dates way back in radius of a century. But football in particular, the most popular sport in the country, was introduced back in 1897 when the British, led by Mr. Pellington, a famous Cambridge athlete, proposed to teach the Baganda football at Namirembe. When Uganda got its independence in 1962, there were quite some sports disciplines being embraced in the country, of course at an amateur level, with mainly football and netball being introduced by the British. At that time, athletics, boxing, rugby and tennis were equally popular than any other sports discipline in the country. Sports was then funded by parastatals and government institutions in a rather more entertainment than the professional sake of it. 1962 is a year to remember as the first football league was inaugurated.
Sport was part of the institution, so under the institutional budget, definitely the Warriors had fought for sport. And then it was also giving the workers in those organizations opportunities to do sport. And for them, they were using it as a way of retention of their staff and provision of entertainment to their people. So there was that attachment in terms of followership. All employees of a particular parastatal were all supporters of the institutional club. So there was that attachment, and probably we can attribute that to the numbers of people who used to go to watch games, because everybody came to the stadium attached to a particular team.
This made it possible for the games to expand, and for the first time government departments and commercial houses were affiliated to Uganda Football Association. Uganda later competed at the Olympics and Commonwealth Games, tapping talent and winning medals. 1972 will always be recognized as a pivotal year in the industry of sports for Uganda, when John Akibwa became the first African to win gold in an event under 800 meters. He was also the first man to break the 48-second barrier in the 400-meter hurdles at the Munich Olympics. Boxing later took it up when Ayub Kalule, Uganda's most successful boxer, struck gold at the World Boxing Championships in Havana in 1974.
There is change. Sport has gone professional, sport has gone scientific, sport is now commercialized. It is no longer let's play and win and we get there. And then also when you look at certain sports which at the time of independence were not catching the attention of some people, today they are the sports that are marketing this country. If you look at the trend of the medals that we as a country have been able to get, they are not coming from the original sports disciplines. If you recall, we used to have basically boxing coming as #1 at the time of independence and the 70s. But today, when you look at where boxing is, you cannot find their medals.
This fate was closely followed by the Uganda Cranes' call to the Africa Cup of Nations title when they lost to Ghana in the finals. Dorcas Nzikuru, Joshua Cheptegei, Halima Nakai, Moses Kipsiro, Stephen Kiprotich, the list is endless, have made Uganda proud, winning gold at international level. A lot of success can be talked of, both at team level, highlighting the national football team, the rugby team, and the netball team, surprising many at the world stage.
When you look at netball, we are World Cup. We have qualified for World Cup twice, and we are the champion of Africa twice. We are the defending champion of Africa right now. When you look at athletics, you go to boxing. In fact, Uganda has achieved. Uganda, first and foremost, we may be failing to have the facilities at hand, but God has given us a talent, and it's a matter of nurturing their talent, and we get where the whole world must stand up for Uganda.
With all the success, one can easily identify the lack of sports facilities, while the few have been encroached on. As Uganda marks its 57th independence, celebrate
much aim on. It's not a straight road. That's what you really brought out. Yes, there are achievements, but there is work to be done. With that, we come to the end of our lunchtime bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Please keep it UBC TV as you enjoy your rest of the day.